أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. All praises belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we ask Him for guidance and forgiveness, and we seek protection in Allah from the malice of our own souls and the evil of our actions. Whom Allah guides, no one can lead him astray. Whom Allah lets go astray, nobody can lead him back to the right path. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatihi wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and die not except in a state of Islam. Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu taqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. O you who believe, fear Allah and always say a word directed to the right. Always speak the truth. يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. That He may make your conduct whole and sound and forgive you your sins. He that obeys Allah and His messengers already attained the highest achievement. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد صرفنا في هذا القرآن للناس من كل مثل وكان الإنسان أكثر شيء جدلا. And we have certainly explained in this Quran for the people from every kind of example. Kulli masal. Every type of masal is given. Every type of example is given in this Quran. But man has ever been most argumentative. They don't want to listen. They want to go by what their heart desires. So today in the khutbah, we will try to understand what are the elements of the khutbah first of all. The element of the khutbah is, should a khatib come here and talk about what is the politics of Virginia State, who's going to be governor, who's going to be running for president, or it's something else. We will analyze what this member was used in the past by the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because he is our leader, he is the one who has shown us the path. And we want to walk the same path. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used this member first of all exclusively for explaining Quran. Nothing else. Explaining Quran. The ayat of the Quran, the lessons of the Quran, the wisdom of the Quran. This was the sole purpose of the member. And then other things used to happen on the sidelines of the masjid. How to go, we have to prepare for a war, we have to go talk to such and such tribal leader, we should invite somebody. All these mashwaras used to be the side show. But the main purpose when he is standing on the minbar is explaining the Quran. So this is what we do also. A khatib should come here and not talk about like, okay, this. Okay, in a context you can, as long as in the end the purpose comes to explaining the Quran. Then yes, you can talk about dunya. Look how the things are happening and Quran says this and we are going in that direction. In that context, it is okay. But to come and do the dunya talk and other talks and think that this is the Islamic fulfillment of the khutbah, that is not true. The khutbah needs to explain the Quran, and all the examples which we give, all the things which we say, are not here to make the audience happy. You go to a concert, or you go to a drama show, or a comedy show. The purpose is the audience should walk out happy. But the audience of the masjid, that's not the job of the khatib, to make them happy. The job of the khatib is to show them the mirror. This is the condition, this is our health report. You need insulin, you need medicine, you need to correct your path, you need to go take care of yourself. That is the purpose of the khatib. To inspire people and to shake their souls. And if they are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after the khutbah, the effect should be, they should come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if they are far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they think about it and reflect about it and come back to it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have israf, we have saraf, we have explained all the examples in this Quran. for humanity, for the mankind to understand the life, the purpose of the life, the end of the life, the starting of the life, the ma'amulat between the people, the brothers and sisters, the husband and wife, the father and son, all these things are explained in the Quran. And our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also explained in the Quran. But unfortunately what happens, we are looking for solution other places. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this human being to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what did the human being did? We are so busy in pleasing each other. Somebody is pleasing his wife, somebody is pleasing his dad, somebody's kids, some friends. But the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is out of mind. Because we are so busy in taking care. First of all, pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be our focus. And then second, yes, our families, our kids, our brothers, sisters, mother, father, all these relationships come second. The first relationship is of a human being with Allah. Because on the day of judgment, are we going to go as a family? Oh, here comes the family of so and so. No, we would be individuals standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can we handle that situation is the question. When we are all alone in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His court is going on and hundreds and thousands and millions of angels are standing on His side and His court is, sometimes people cannot handle the court of a king if they are by themselves, if they don't have a lawyer with them. They cannot even go and face the judge. You shake, you shiver if you have a mistake. If your case is weak, I don't know what he's going to decide. What if he decides this? All those wahamis starts coming. But just imagine going in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and no support around, only on the basis of your deeds and your actions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. I have created this life and this death just to see which one of you is good in his actions. So I just wanted to have that reminder, and inshallah we will move on and see what are the important things we need to understand about the deen. First of all, we need to understand the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All these 120,000 Anbiya came to the dunya, and all these teachers and waliullah and all these after followers, the disciples, the Sahaba, the pious of every community. What was their purpose? Just to explain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to people and tell them that, listen, your return is to this one Rabb and you need to worship this one Rabb. Don't include anybody with this one Rabb. Because that is one thing He does not like at all. He has made it clear with all His Anbiya, in all His books, and then what human beings did. As soon as the Anbiya left, human beings went back to praising not the message, but the messengers. This is what happened in the past. This is what people of Isa alayhi salam did to Isa alayhi salam. They forgot about the message. They started going after Isa alayhi salam. And a lot of the Muslim world, we see the same thing. They forgot the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they start doing the praises out of control to such a level that they bring sometimes ma'adallah, they bring Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam right next to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the condition of the ummah. And these are the effect of our actions, what we see in our ummah. The weakness, the scatteredness, the ideas, I have one Islam brand and you have another Islam brand and your neighbor has a third Islam brand, and there are many, many brands going on of Islam. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how many Islam did he bring? Just one. Just one Islam he bring. So we have to first of all understand the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to understand who is this Rabb we are worshipping. What is He asking from us? What is the name Allah means? What is the name Adal means? All the attributes we need to understand. What is this Rahman and Rahim? Bismillah Rahman and Rahim every time we read it. What is this? Who is this Rabb? We have to understand first of all Allah. The second thing we need to understand is the mission of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to send the hidayah for the human beings, He could have given a book to Adam alayhi salam, hey, show this book to all the humanity, and that should have been the end of it. But that didn't happen. It didn't happen like this. Adam alayhi salam comes, then people get, again, they lose their way. Then Nuh alayhi salam comes later on, many thousands of years later. And then he gives hidayah, then people again go, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends flood and does a complete purge. It finishes and restarts from the few people who were on the boat. That process goes on, and then again many other Anbiya come, then Musa alayhi salam comes with the clear signs and everything, brings people to one platform, he leaves again. Problem. Then Isa alayhi salam comes, he starts the process all over again, he goes again, problem. And now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam come, and what is the natural answer? The problem is going to come back, right? Because we have been seeing, after every Nabi, as soon as he leaves, humanity gets into a problem. So now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, comes, and what is the solution Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thought for this Muslim community? He said, I'm going to leave a book with you which will guide you. If you stick to that book and the principles of that book, you will be guided. And that's how the Risala came to an end. Otherwise, he could have sent another million messengers, and the condition would have been same. He already sent more than 100,000 messengers to guide the humanity. He would have sent another 100,000, and this process would have been repeated. Every time the messenger would have left, the human beings would have come to their own wrong selves, these wrong understandings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again and again asks this question in the Quran. From the Yahud, from the Christians, he said, do they have a sanad for this thing? There are so many practices in Muslim world are being practiced today which doesn't have any sanad. Sanad means any proof or any written document or a book. No. But so-and-so said this. Or I saw so-and-so doing this. My father used to do this. My grandfather used to do this. Right? Or my village imam used to do this. Or my town imam used to do this. These are the answers. These are not valid answers. These are not accepted as a proof. They are not accepted as a hujjah. This is the shortness of our mind's understanding, that we take these slim, very, very, very weak evidences and we lean on them for following the deen. While the deen should be leaned on a strong pillar. If you want to lean on something, your religion in Islam, would you take a little stick and put it in the dust and lean on it? You'll fall. You will fall. But if Islam is a pillar, it's a strong pillar. It has a sanad, it has a nabi behind it, it has a book behind it, it has all the evidences of the stars and the moons and the trees and the rivers and the oceans. That is the kind of pillar we need, so we can lean on it and be sure in our heart that this is the true deen. This is the true deen. So this is something we need to understand, and each one of us, including myself, need to work on this so we understand the deen properly. Rasulullah, the second thing we need to understand is the mission of Rasulullah. What was his mission? Why was he sent? Why was he given the Quran? Why was he the Khatam al-Nabiyyin? Why was this called the end of Risala? We need to understand that. We need to understand the Quran. I've been saying this always. I don't miss a khutbah in which I don't say the Quran is the foundation of our deen. You need to understand the Quran. The nature of man, yourself, you need to understand yourself. Rasulullah said, the one who understands himself, understands Allah. The one who finds himself, finds Allah. So you need to understand yourself. What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? Where am I faltering? Why did I lie the other day? Why did I cheat the other day? Why did I deceive the other day? Why wasn't I doing the right thing the other day? Why didn't I go help somebody? Why didn't I give into charity while I could have given into charity? These are the questions one needs to ask himself or herself. We need to know ourselves. After knowing ourselves, after understanding the Risala of Rasulullah, after understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after understanding some understanding of the Quran, Allah is beyond our understanding. But to have an idea idea of understanding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala suffices human being. Suffices human being. And then in the end, what do we understand? We have to understand that there is an enemy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left after us. And He has given permission. He did not leave it after us, but He gave him permission to come at us. And He said only the true earth would not be affected by shaitan. So we need to understand shaitan. Who is this shaitan? What can he do? Can he do waswasa or can he do more than that? Can he make me forget the salah or can he do more than that? We need to understand that shaitan also. Shaitan is an unknown enemy. He comes at us from all different directions. We have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. Then we have our own nafs. That's why I first said, whoever finds himself finds Allah. You have to understand nafs. Because more than shaitan, nafs could be your enemy. Nafs could be our enemy. We ourselves, human beings, in a society, in a social setup, we go about blaming sometimes our problems onto others. Oh, I didn't get that job because of so-and-so. Oh, I didn't get this whatever because so-and-so. Oh, this is the guy who made me lose this thing. Or this is the country why we are bad in our country. What do? We look for shift of blame. Why? Because we are naive. We are weak. We look to blame others. So we can get out of this easy. We can get out of this easy. So we don't have to work on the solution. Working on the solution is difficult. You know who worked on the solution? Rasulullah ﷺ worked on the solution. Was he at the home sitting down? No. Fights, wars, constant rejection by the community, by the family members. That was a tough thing to do. The way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it in the Quran to Rasulullah ﷺ. What you are calling them towards is not easy. Allah accepted it in the Quran. The message of Rasulullah ﷺ, he used to say to Rasulullah ﷺ, what you are calling them towards is not easy. So the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, the bottom line is a reformation of the self. As long as we can reform ourselves, that is what is important. In another place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, يريد الله أن يخفف عنكم وخلق الإنسان ضعيفا. And Allah wants to lighten for you your difficulties. And mankind was created weak. I just said that. We are weak. We look for excuses. We look for blames. We can put everybody under the bus just to save ourselves. Selfish, contentious, argumentative. We argument on things. We don't take, if somebody comes and says, brother, this is written in the Quran. I'm telling you from the Quran. They will accept Quran as a book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will say, I'm a Muslim. I will follow this. But if that point is not agreeing with the person, he will come up with an argument. But so-and-so thing. Or but so-and-so book says this. But so-and-so imam says this. They would even argue with the Quran. Muslims even would argue with the Quran. Not knowing that they are arguing with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is happening. This is true. A few days ago I went somewhere to stay and it was a masjid. And masjid had a guest house along with it. And we were staying in one of the rooms and I couldn't find a Quran in there, in the room. So I went to the management and I said, have you been to American hotels? They said, yes. I said, do you know what they have, what they keep in the drawers of the American hotels? He said, what? I said, Bible. Whatever you want to call them, they still believe in Bible. You say they are kuffar and this and that, but they believe in something and they value that something. So can you put Quran in the or you give me a permission, I'll put Quran in all of your rooms. They say, no, this discussion did come up before. This discussion came up before. And they have a board of directors. And the board of directors is who? Non-Muslims? No, they are Muslims because it's a masjid. Right? You know what they decided? They said there are other people who come and live in those rooms they have, guest rooms. Sometime a Christian would come, or a Yahudi would come, or some other faith person would come. So we had the discussion, we didn't want to offend them. So we didn't keep the Quran. Now this is a masjid complex we are talking about. Just imagine, go to Pakistan, go to India. They don't even know that this is important. That if somebody is showing you an example, all of these people have traveled. Most of these people have traveled to America. They know in the drawer, the first thing you open the drawer, the Bible is sitting there. Everybody knows that. But keeping Quran in the drawer, they talk about it, and they sometimes decide against it. This is the condition of us. If we don't stick to our own book, if we don't take the ownership of our own book, if we don't honor our own book, who's going to honor? Are you looking for an honor for the Quran from the Yahud or Nasara or the Hindu or the Kafar? When Muslims are not ready to honor it, who else would honor it? And when we don't honor the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what happens? Our honor is taken away. Our honor is taken. When we are not honest to ourselves, then Allah has nothing to do with us. These things are painful. They are difficult. When you see around yourself and you deal with them on a day and night basis, it's heartbreaking. But what happens? People come for Jummah, they leave the Jummah, they did their fault. When I was a kid, I used to hear this a lot. If you miss 3 Jummah, there is a hadith about it. If you miss 3 Jummah, you leave the fold of Islam. So everybody, just to hang into the fold of Islam, they attend the Jummah sometimes. Some people, not all of them, but vast majority of them. Whatever the Khatib has said, come after 2 days and ask him, do you remember anything from that khutbah you were at? Probably not. It's a ritual we are fulfilling. We are fulfilling a ritual. We are not thinking this is a fard. When we think of it as a fard, then we put more energy in it, more concentration in it, more love in it, more heart in it. And then we remember those lessons. And we bring those lessons into life. We go and share with those lessons. Sometimes our wives and our sisters and our mothers, they don't come to the masjid. It is incumbent upon us that if we listen to something good, then we should go and share with them. What are their chances of learning Islam? Where are they going to go and learn Islam? Who's going to tell them what are the fara'id, what are the new things, what is in the Quran? Who's going to tell them? And if we leave our sisters and our mothers and our wives and those women folk, if we leave them in the darkness, you know who they're going to take into darkness with them? Your kids. If your woman folk is not knowledgeable and not strong in the deen, they will take your kids to the same direction. You would lose the generations if you lose the women folks and you do not empower them with the knowledge. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us on the right path and keep us on the right path, and we understand the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We take lessons from it. We take those lessons into our lives, implement them, share them with our family, with our friends, with our masajids, and be active about it. Be proactive about towards going Allah. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Run towards Allah. Allah says, run towards me. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to run towards Him. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Let's make istighfar, inshallah. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This 15-20 minutes Jummah khutbah, can anyone learn Islam in that 15-20 minutes? Probably not. This This is not a place where you come to learn. This is a place you come because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put this extra fard element into the Jummah. You get inspired, inspiration. And then you have to do the homework. You have to do the art. You have to go back to your homes and say, how can I learn more details about it? How can I learn the ayah I heard from the Khatib? Where is it in the Quran? Let's find it in the Quran. Let's go dig it out. Let's understand the translation of it, tafsir of it. It requires work. We don't understand the deen, we don't understand anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, tell to Rasulullah, go tell these Yahud and Nasara that if they are not with Torah or the Injil, they have nothing. And what you have brought to them. If they don't believe in what you have brought to them, and they don't believe in Torah, and they don't believe in Injil, and they just come say, I'm a Yahudi, Allah says, tell them they are nothing. A Christian comes and says, I'm Nasara, Allah says, tell them they are nothing. They are not even worth talking to. They have no value in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now just imagine, as a Muslim, we go and say, oh Allah, I'm a Muslim. My name is Ahmad Muhammad Hassan Sayyid, whatever, right? I'm a Muslim. But I don't know anything about Quran. What do you think Allah is going to say? Is He going to give a different answer to us than what He gave to Yahud and Nasara? Why? Allah doesn't do these. There is no favoritism with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His mansha and His rules and His law book is strict. وَلَنْ تَجِدَ لَهُ سُنَّةَ اللَّهِ. There is no difference. You would not find any difference in the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's always the same. It's always the same. If I'm asking you for Tawheed, I've asked Christians for the Tawheed. I've asked Yahud for the Tawheed. Whatever nations came before you, I asked them for Tawheed, and the same thing I'm asking from you. If they did not follow, and I'm going to punish them, and if you did not follow, you would also be punished. This misunderstanding, this romanticism with the religion. This is a romance. This is a fairyland story going on. It would not be accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding that we understand it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It is a serious matter. If we are careful about our religion, then Allah will show us the mercy. If we are not careful towards our own deen, the one we have voluntarily accepted ourselves, and then we are dishonest to it, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need anyone. He is Ghani. Allahumma azzil Islam wal Muslimin. Allahumma azzil Islam wal Muslimin. Allahumma azzil Islam wal Muslimin. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم